Hello everyone, welcome back to HK Horsemanship. Haley here, and this is my mare Primrose. Today I'm going to talk about ways you can help your horse who has locking stifles. So Prim has struggled with locking stifles for several years now. She's had the injections and she's usually pretty good, but sometimes whenever the horses have been in for a few consecutive days, she gets kind of stocked up. She'll get kind of sticky again in her stifles. It's been a rainy weekend, so she's a little sticky today. So before I start riding her, I want to make sure that she's sound in her stifles. So I'm just going to show you a few exercises you can do that if your horse has locking stifles, it can help strengthen their stifles to where it doesn't bother them anymore. But also if they're like her and maybe they've had injections and they just get issues popping up every now and then, this is good for those kinds of horses too. So yeah, here we go. So two really good exercises to do with your horse with locking stifles is backing and yielding, especially involving hills. So that's basically what we're going to be doing today. So as you can see, we're kind of on a hill right now. It's not a very big hill, but that's okay. Any sort of like incline is really good for them. It helps. It might be a little hard for them at first. You might see them struggle a little bit, but it's actually really good for them, and it's helping to build up muscle. So we're on kind of like a downhill incline right now. So I'm just going to do a little bit of backing to a rope shaking. As you can see, she's kind of resisting moving those back legs because her stifles are bothering her. There we go. There we go. So usually whenever we're doing a rope shake backing and she doesn't want to move her back legs, and then she does, I'll give her a minute to rest after that as kind of a reward. Typically I do some rope shake backing, but I do a lot of just like basic kind of like showmanship backing when I'm doing stifle exercises with her, where I'll just come over here and just kind of like push to her chest, give her a little release whenever she takes a step. And as you can see, she's kind of like fighting me a little bit in her head. That's okay. That's just because it's a sign that she's uncomfortable. But this is actually really good for her, and it's going to help her feel a lot better in the long run. So we're backing down a hill now. We're kind of heading into the barn. Okay. We're going to back up the hill. So we're heading towards the field. On an uphill incline now, and I'm just gonna have her take about like 4 steps. Usually what I do is I'll kind of just like back her up until I feel her start to like smoothly move and like not struggle so much, because that's a sign that she's building up that strength and her stifles are unlocking, so to speak. And this is a good mental exercise for them too. Gets them listening to you, gets them respecting you. As you can see, she's licking and chewing right now. So we're going to go ahead and do this again. Come on, Primmy. Typically, I like to give her some increments of rest when we're doing these exercises, so she's not, it's like if you're like running a mile or something, you might want to take some walk breaks every now and then. So I give her some like increments just to stand and like think about it. So that's what we're doing right now. Basically, I typically do these exercises. I mean, with her, I typically only need it for about 5 minutes, but in general, I want to do them until I see her. I can really tell that she's loosening up, and she's not like sticking back there anymore. And what I mean by sticking is like whenever she goes to take a step, maybe she might be sticking a little bit right now. It's like her stifles kind of like lock up. She doesn't want to bend her knees very much. You can kind of see. Sometimes her stifles will pop. They'll make like a popping sound. And typically I just do it until she can easily like back up without any of that stuff happening. She's definitely gotten better since we first started doing this today. She's not fighting me in her head anymore. And she's more easily backing up the hill, which is a very good thing. You can also just like literally just like walk your horse up and down the hills. Just walking up and down hills is a great strength building exercise. That's kind of what we're doing right now. Just walking up and down. Stop. turns. Lots of turns is always good. Something else that's really good to do is yielding the hind. We typically don't have her yield the hind like over and over and over again. I'll do it for a couple steps, then we'll take a rest and we'll do it again. And it's also, this is another thing that's good to do on a hill, but you could do it in a flat area too. Any of this stuff can be done in a flat area, but hills are really good for building strength. So that's why I typically do it on a hill. So I'm just gonna, as you can see, this is her face right here. I've got the lead rope right here. I'm just gonna hold it kind of loosely in my fingers, and then I'm just gonna gradually walk towards her hind end until she steps over. There we go. And as you can see, she's kind of like stiff back there. That's normal. This is really good for that, getting her to loosen up. So give her a little break. We'll go again. There we go. See, that's typically, I just do like 2 or 3 steps. And then a lot of the times I'll back her up after that. So we'll do a couple yields and then we'll do some backups. It's always important to go both ways. So I did it on one side. Now I'm going to yield on her other side. So got it loosely in my hands. Now I'm just going to walk towards. Yeah, she slipped a little right there. It's muddy. There we go. Let's give her a break. She's a little better on that side. Typically don't, if she's not as stiff on one side, I don't have to work that side quite as much, but you always want to work both sides to keep your horse balanced. Another thing you could do is you could get your horse like kind of lunging around you on a hill. That's always good, even not on a hill, but especially on a hill. You can add speed to it. You don't have to. So I'm just going to have her walk a circle around me. We don't have a flag in my hand right now because I have to hold the phone, so it's kind of awkward. There we go. I'm just kind of getting her walking on the incline. Get her changing directions. That's always good too, because then they get a chance to step over in the hind. Go the other way. I'm gonna pull her into me. Now I'm gonna back. And there we go. I hope these exercises are helpful for you and your horse. If you have any questions, just ask in the comment below. I'd be happy to answer them. Thanks for watching.